Hello, welcome to Awakening with Soulspirational. My name is Tish, and here with me in studio today are two lovely souls. You have Corey Cantrell and Matthew Wilkes, and I brought them in today to talk with us so we can have this conversation like a spiritual roundtable about their path, their evolution, things that they've learned, that they've brought to themselves. By going within or going out within groups. So, I think it's really important that we take action steps, and regardless of how long we've been on our journey for, as long as we continue to move forward, we continue to grow and to evolve. And so I'm hoping that they will share their stories with us today. And so let's go ahead and begin. Who would like to start?
Oh, it doesn't matter. I can start.
Ladies first.
So tell me about you and your journey, Corey.
Okay, well, for me, it's always just been this part of my life. As a child, I was always seeing, hearing, experiencing things, collecting crystals and putting my hands over my stuffed animals to heal them and things like that. So I grew up in a very spiritual household, which was lovely.
Yes.
And just always having that, I guess, inner knowing in me that there's something just bigger and greater out there. In 2009, I actually gained a client who was very, very special to me, and every time she would come in to the salon, she would have a new idea or a new story, or she'd be reading a new book, and it was all spirituality based and really got my mind working, And then in 2014, I, through this client of mine, attended my first Seek the Light Expo. Mm-hmm. And had my first real reading done with a local psychic medium. And she really opened my eyes to things. And that is when I decided that I wanted to learn more, get into Reiki, things like that. And then from there, it's just been kind of coming at me at lightning speed, but it's just been a totally beautiful process. It's been wonderful, and I absolutely love embracing every single part of my spiritual side.
Can I ask you, is there a difference within you from 2009, for example, when that woman first came to you, that client, to where you are today?
There is a difference within me. There's a difference in how I see the world, mm-hmm. and how I see others, and how I feel about myself. Really finding that understanding of who I am deep down inside, and that all those years when I was a child and being told it's just your imagination, or, having those feelings like, what am I thinking? Am I crazy? What's going on? Knowing that this is real, this is who I am, I'm embracing myself, and that to me is just the most beautiful thing.
And I'm getting a sense of validation.
So much validation.
Yes.
So much validation. Yes.
Wonderful.
Absolutely.
And Matthew?
I just think my major lesson being on this spiritual path has just been discovering my sense of interconnectedness with all that is. I grew up in the church, and a lot of what I saw during that phase of my life was teaching you to look outside yourself for the answers. And since I've been on this spiritual path and got to meet so many wonderful, beautiful souls, such as you two lovely ladies right here, just learning how to go inward and know that the things that you want, the answers that you've been seeking, you already have them inside of you, and you just have to be brave enough to quiet all the distractions that you have all around you, and just take some time to listen to your own voice. And once I finally started to do that, the little puzzle pieces of who I am started to make more sense. And I think you can look back on your life, and some things that you don't in the moment while they were happening, you didn't really understand what the purpose was. When you know that it's more than you can see the reason for it all, for the good times and for the bad. And that's really, really helped me to move forward.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, that is wonderful. And let me say too that I met Corey and Matthew, and welcome. Thank you for coming in here with me today.
Oh, thank you.
for
It's so
having
lovely.
me.
Be with people in the studio.
Yeah.
I met them through my group Soulspirational Wellness, and they, I swear, are just part of my soul family. And it's amazing how when we allow ourselves to get up and to get out there, we start to find our tribe, and we gravitate towards one another. And I can't express enough just what the two of you mean to me, and watching you.
Well, and for me, coming into Soulspirational Wellness Center, I mean, meeting you guys, I mean, I can't explain it. You're my soul family. Like, I've met you guys, and it's like I've known you my whole life.
Yeah.
I mean, we have this connection, and it's
Yeah.
this non-judgmental place, and it's beauty and it's love, and we truly care for each other, and we're texting each other all the time anyways, and commenting on the classes, and it's just, I have grown so much in the last, it was 6 months, just because of you, Tish.
Well,
because of your classes, and because of everybody
you showed
there.
up. Because you showed up. And that's what from my perspective, where I sit with what I do, I just love you guys. I could just sit back and watch the two of you and others that in the group just show up for you. I may be the placeholder and offer the space, but you guys are there for you. You go inward for you, for your own soul's growth and evolution. And I applaud you. And what else is wonderful? Is each of you, both of you, and I'm sure you can picture the other group members as well, you're so loving and open and supportive and non-judgmental. So, this is me making a plug for spiritual groups just in general.
Yes.
There's so much really that you can take out of these groups when you can feel supported, uplifted, when you're having a down day and maybe you don't even want to go to group, but you can walk out on this spiritual high because you've met incredible loving souls like the two of you sitting here.
Well, and I think what else is so important is when we have like our discussions, like on Soulful Sundays, or before we do meditations or things like that, we can say what we're truly thinking. You don't have to hold back, because nobody there is going to judge you. And most of us all have the same ideas anyways. But it's just, you walk in there and you feel that you're at home. And that's what I love about it.
Yeah.
And I know you probably feel the exact same way.
Oh, yeah. I mean, definitely. It's just, I remember my first time meeting you, Tish. I met you a little bit later. It takes bravery, true bravery and courage to have honest conversations with yourself and know that something that what you have been doing hasn't worked so far, so I'm ready for something new. So I'm going to be brave enough to try something new, to meet new people, to step outside of my comfort zone and have a new experience. And just I'm so glad I did. For all the reasons that you said, it's truly been life-changing, and I'm so glad. We joke all the time. We just celebrated our anniversary over a year ago that I made that decision to, see what is this about over here. I'm ready to learn. I'm ready to learn something new, because I've noticed with a lot. There are a lot of groups out there that, in whatever form, that the person who's the so-called leader says that I will do this for you and I will show you this, and that. But one of the things I just loved about our group, it's because it's always been about you, about the person who walks through the door. We can all meet together and discuss what we're going through and learn the tools from one another. But at the end of the day, it's really up to the individual to make those choices for themselves.
Well said.
And something struck me when you said life-changing, because that's what it is, taking that step to literally change your life, find out your true self. You know what I mean? And you're right, it does take bravery, because it's not necessarily the social norm to maybe talk about these topics or things like that. But when you find your true self, it is a feeling.
Liberation.
It is. It's liberation. It's just, it's beautiful. And I am beyond grateful that I have met both of you. Everybody at the center. Yeah. It's just my home away from home,
So with knowing what you know today, with as far as you've come in your lifetime in this journey, would you go back?
No.
Would I go back?
With how you have been opened up since 2009 when that.
Oh, would I go back to being asleep?
Yes.
No.
The liberation feels nice, doesn't it?
No.
It's
Yeah.
Really,
I know so much more now, and not just about myself, but so much more about life, how to appreciate life, and how to see the beauty in everything that's around us. I swear the trees are greener and the sky is bluer and the birds chirp louder, and I mean this is real. I mean when you find that in yourself and you find your love for the earth and the divine, and I mean it's just it opens up your eyes in a way that I would absolutely never go back. Never. Not even a little bit.
Mm-mm.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. It just goes back to, I think, what I was talking about before, that sense, of interconnectedness. And, it all, comes down to the choices that we make. Life is a series of choices. I firmly believe that, and we get to choose how we respond. And it's, I think, about taking your power back. Something bad happens to us, so-called bad. I think bad is a judgment we place on it as human beings. Am I going to learn from this circumstance? Am I going to take a step back and say, yes, this is unpleasant, but what can this teach me? What lesson is found underneath?
Absolutely.
or found within, or am I going to let this painful experience, whatever it is I'm going through, is this going to define my life? And, once again, we talked about the courage that it takes, It's not easy, It's not something that happens in a day, or a week. It is a lifelong process. But just making that choice of, I am going to learn from all of this, even from the people that are in our life, that aren't necessarily the most pleasant, but they can teach us love. They can teach us patience. And just seeing it all like that in a full circle, from a full circle point of view.
And there was something else that I kind of wanted to touch on a little bit that I thought it might be important to mention. For people who are watching and who are thinking like, well, I want to be on this spiritual journey. I want to have this so-called awakening. It doesn't matter if someone has their awakening when they're 15 or when they're 65, okay?
Yes.
Because
it's never too late.
It's never too late, but it's also your soul knows what's in your highest and greatest good. And if we just trust that God, or divine, or source energy, or whatever you want to call it, has our best interest in mind and knows our journey, we're all on our own journey and our own timeline of our journey. And so I don't want anyone to feel bad that maybe they haven't gotten to that point yet, because there's still time. Yeah. There's always time.
And that's a really good point. And I think even looking into the group, seeing the different ages within the group, it isn't uncommon for people to come into the group or for sessions that, are in their 50s, 60s, and upwards, that they're at that point now where they want a change. They're ready to open up. So, there is no magic or right time. It's when you are guided to do so. And is brave is one, a courage sometimes that we need to muster up to get out there, because it isn't always pleasant to look inward. And that's where, we call it shadow work. I call it looking at the dark recesses of the soul. But oftentimes when we get in there, we start shedding light. Things oftentimes are not as scary as we thought that they were. And I kind of want to go back to something that you were saying. What I was hearing as you spoke was so many of us will put other people before ourselves. And it's okay to put yourself first. And it may be the first time that you've put yourself first. So I am asking you to get out there. It's okay to take the time for you, to get out there within a group, to take classes, to read those books. Put yourself first, because really the stronger that we are as an individual, male, female, husband, wife, but as a spirit, as a human being, the stronger we are, then the more strength that we have for our children, for our spouse, our grandkids, whatever it may be. So we go inward and we build up those, I see them as columns of tolerance and patience, or trust and love. And we build those internally. So then when we look at our children, or we look at the people around us, we can do that with our internal light shining even brighter and feeling stronger within us. So we can share that really with the world. So thank you for kind of bringing that out there. Before we end this, I wanted to talk about Reiki too, because people who know me know how much I love Reiki. And I love Reiki so much because I see it as a tool, a great spiritual tool that you can use for yourself, and you can also use for others. But in this place to really start to hone your own intuition, to open up to you. So I want to ask the two of you, what has Reiki done for you? Can you share?
Oh my gosh, what has Reiki done for me? Reiki has not only helped me to heal myself, but it has opened my eyes to a new way of managing that, that everyday stress that you might have, or those feelings of anxiety that you might be having, or feelings of sadness. Reiki love and just being able to use it at home, on my children, on my cats, they really like it, and even on my friends and family and others. It's been beautiful. It's like nothing I've ever experienced before, to be honest with you.
Has it helped you to hone your senses?
Yes, absolutely. Many of my senses have gotten stronger since I've started practicing, which is really, really nice as well, to be able to help people in other ways as well.
And you're starting your own Reiki practice.
I am.
Taking on clients.
Yeah.
I am, yes, I am.
Go girl. That is awesome.
Yes, I'm very excited about that.
The people that you will be able
Just-
to reach. It's fantastic.
And my goal is just to help people. I want to help everybody. I want to help everybody that there ever is. But, I want to spread the love. I want to help people heal themselves. And it's just become so important to me. And, that is because of you. You have inspired me to do that.
You.
I applaud you,
Well, thank
lady,
you.
and you, sir,
Both of
because you have quite wonderful Reiki hands as well.
Yeah. And I think the thing that's so beautiful, and I'm so proud of you for starting your own practice, I think there's a misconception out there that I can't help others until I am completely healed myself.
Very good point.
Yes.
You know what I
Yes.
mean? And it's just like, because I think underneath it all, we all have that desire. I want to help others. I want to be of service to others. But, it's just like, how can I do that? I'm going to be some sort of hypocrite if I don't have it all figured out. And one of the things I love about you are two both beautiful, talented, but imperfect women, and you are sharing that beauty with the world because, we are all still learning and we are still growing, and we're doing it together. And, able to see that those of us who are on the spiritual path and we want to help others, we can see maybe I went through this so I can help someone else who's going through it too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You hit the nail on the head there, buddy.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful.
It is.
And again, it's another great point because I would argue that as long as we're walking the earth, that we aren't perfect.
Absolutely.
And I've said this before, I sometimes, and I mean this in the most loving way, I see us kind of as the land or the island or the misfit toys. We are all so perfect in our own imperfections.
Yes.
And when we can experience something, go through something, and be able to turn around and help lift somebody else up that may have gone through that, or something entirely different. But when we take the time to go inward and to build our own light, yes, it really is amazing. Okay, so Matthew knows I'm not a movie person, but now all of a sudden I see the Grinch. So, and the Grinch's heart grew.
Heart's growing, like.
Yes. When I had my daughter, my heart was just filled with love, and then I got pregnant with my son, and I thought, oh my goodness, how could I possibly love him like her? Because my heart is full. And then magically my heart just doubled in size. And it's like love is just never ending.
Yeah. Just one real quick thing that you kind of said, I don't know if they heard though, am I going to have enough? I think there is this also another misconception out there that is there enough love? Is there enough
It's
blessing?
infinite.
Is there?
Infinite.
And I don't think some people
I
get that. They
I
just
agree
think
with
it's
you.
blessings and love is reserved for a few select of
Right,
us,
I
but
agree
it
with
is
you.
infinite
It
and
is
it is out there and
absolutely infinite.
it's never ever going away. So thank you for saying that. I think, I think
no, absolutely.
people say there's not enough of it to go around, or and feel that sense of undeservedness, but it is there. You just have to, like we said, going full circle to wrap this up, to have that courage to tap into that. And so
Yes.
there is more than enough.
And you know what? That just brings me to that divine light that runs through us.
Yeah.
If you allow yourself to see that as God, God is running through you. God loves you. God wants you to feel that love, that infinite, eternal love. So when you aren't maybe feeling the greatest mood, if you just go inward and feel that divine light, you have everything that you need all the time. Tap into God's love and light. So can you see why I just was so thrilled to bring Corey and Matthew in today? Their souls just make mine even brighter. I am just so honored to know them, to have them as part of my soul family, and I will continue to do whatever I can in whatever way for you guys. I love you. I love you both.
We love you too.
So much.
We
Thank
love
you for being here. So with that, thank you for watching us today. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to, you can go to the website, soulspirational.com. If you want to come sometime to meet Corey and Matthew as well, come to our meetup group. Just search Soulspirational Wellness in Wadsworth. So until next time, thank you, be well, and namaste.
Namaste.